Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you part 4 of what if Spider-Man was in Titans. In the last part, we went to the future without Starfire and discovered that not only the Titans split up, but Peter Parker also tragically died and passes the mantle of Spider-Man to Miles Morales. We also discovered that the team are starting to notice slight slip-ups in Peter's laid-back and sarcastic demeanour. It makes the team wonder if there's more to Peter than he shows. They also introduced Tara before she ran off, and finally after she's in Starfire, after she ran away during her transformation into a chrysalis, Peter unintentionally brought a new passenger with him on his way home. And now we stand in the Titan's Tower, everyone looking at Peter in his new black suit. With that all out of the way, let's begin. Beast Boy breaks the stunned silence by asking if anyone remembers Peter's suit being more colourful, or is it just him? Robin nods, saying that his suit is clearly different. It's at the moment where Peter finally looks down and sees his new outfit, leaving him more than confused. The Titans all decide to scan the outfit to see if there's anything wrong with it, and what they discover is shocking. The substance originates in a planet called Clintar, and it's a live substance that bonds to its host, making it significantly stronger than before. Robin then realizes that it's like a symbiote. Peter then asks for clarification if he's actually wearing an alien. Cyborg then says it would seem so, and it's stuck to him until they find a way to remove it. Peter shrugs and stands up. Suddenly they hear a beep as the sentries discover that someone has just arrived in Titan's Tower. They all stand up and go and check, but as Peter walks into the hallway, Raven gently touches his shoulder to get his attention. He turns and asks him what's up. She gets straight to the point, saying that there's something about the suit that makes her feel uncomfortable. She feels that there's more to it than just a simple alien armor. Before she can explain further, they both hear what sounds like Starfire squealing with delight. They all run over to see Tara's back and is being crushed by Starfire's bear hugs. Tara then turns to Peter, saying that she likes the new look. It makes him look more serious. He scratches the back of his head, thanking her bashfully. The reunion is cut short as the distress signal then goes off. They check to see what's happening and discover none other than Spider-Man robbing a ferry. Something is clearly wrong here though. The team all look at Peter in suspicion, and as they do so, the mask suddenly slithers off, revealing his face, saying he's the real Peter. Beast Boy then responds saying, well, that was pretty cool. Tara then asks what kind of material that is, to which Peter responds saying that's like some slime or something, before running off, saying he'll handle the faker. The group all asks if he's sure, and he says of course he is, but says he thinks it's time he gives the suit a test drive. The team all decide to keep an eye on Peter, just to see what the suit can do. Peter then arrives at the ferry, although with a guest, a woman wearing all black, with long white hair. She also seems very flirtatious with Peter, although he keeps an innocent mind. She calls herself Black Cat, and Peter asks if she is related to Catwoman by any chance. Black Cat laughs, saying that's not the first time she's been asked that, but no, she's not. Peter nods and then asks what she's doing here. She's honest about it, saying that she's only really here because she's had the rise in the jewellery first. Peter then sighs, saying that he'll just have to stop her after dealing with the poser. She then leans in, whispering in his ear that she likes a man that takes charge. Peter, now flustered, decides to just get this over with. He swings onto the ferry and jumps in. The fake Spider-Man turns, asking who he's supposed to be. Peter says that he's the real deal, and the fake one laughs, saying that he couldn't be, he doesn't even have their colours right, to which Peter says he's in mourning of his buried rep, before kicking the faker into several tables. The rest of the fight goes relatively the same, only with the Titans watching Peter with a drone, and definitely impressed by how much stronger he's gotten. They then figure out that the criminals are none other than the Chameleon and Quentin Beck. The police captain Stacy thanks Spider-Man for his quick takedown of the threats and asks where the other Titans are. Peter responds saying that he just wanted to teach the faker that there can only be one Spider-Man, so he handled it himself, letting the Teen Titans have a little break. Peter then swings off to meet up Black Cat, thanking her for helping out, saying how she could be an honorary Titan if she plays nice. She laughs a little and says that she might consider it, but she prefers playing solo for it now. She then goes to leave, but not before kissing him, which to all the Titans watching on our drone are stunned by. Before Peter can react to what just happened, she's gone. He shakes off the disbelief before swinging off. And again, he notices how strong the suit has made him. He saves a lot of people on his way back to the tower. The group are understandably impressed by what Peter showed, but also tease him about Black Cat. Raven though just rolls her eyes, saying that she doesn't trust her one bit, and Peter for once actually makes a remark back, saying how she wouldn't trust a person even if they were as loyal as a dog. Raven, now annoyed, asks what that's supposed to mean, but Peter, realizing he screwed up, says that he didn't say anything, and now he has to head back to his aunt for the night, and swings back home. Beast Boy asks if Peter really talked back to Raven there, and Cyborg says, yeah, he just did. Robin responds to this, saying that he hopes that this new power won't give Peter a new ego. But Raven shrugs, saying that Peter has always been cocky, and maybe just the idea of having a potential new girlfriend has gone to his head a little. Beast Boy then teases her, asking if she's jealous, and she glares at him, and he shuts up immediately. Peter returns home, and the suit slithers off of him. He smiles, and he could easily get used to this. He goes home and rests for the day. Time passes, and during this time, Tara and Beast Boy have started hanging out a lot more and start sort of dating. Peter's also been tested out during sparring sessions and appears he's a lot more stronger than he realizes. And as the days go by, he gets a little more cocky and slightly more aggressive at it too. Also, he's been getting a little tired of Raven's sarcastic remarks, or scoldings. Most of the time now, he just ignores her instead of laughing her off, and then soon it changes even then to that of him snapping at her. Soon a distress signal goes off, the Titans arrive, and discover that Doc Ock, Salmon, Rhino, Electro, Vulture, and the new villain known as the Shocker have all appeared, causing destruction in the city. The Titans all jump in the fight. Peter uses his new abilities to protect the people in the city, and Tara assists him by lifting heavy debris off of people so he can get to them. Raven and Starfire in a tense beam struggle with Shocker and Electro, while Cyborg, Beast Boy, and Robin all face Rhino, Sandman, and the Vulture. Doc Ock chases after Peter and Tara, and unfortunately leading the two towards two old women. Peter's eyes widen as he realizes that one of them is Aunt May. Peter tries to steer Doc Ock to somewhere else, but instead grabs Peter and throws him into a wall, causing the alarm of the building to go off. Peter screams in agony as his suit starts to thrash around wildly. Tara notices this and puts two and two together. She uses her geokinesis to throw a rock at the alarm and fire a bigger one at Doc Ock, knocking him away, destroying the alarm in the process. Peter calms down and exhales, and then Tara runs over to him asking if he's okay. He nods and says he just needs a minute. During all of this commotion, May holds her chest in pain. Anna, her friend, calls for help as she's having a heart attack, and it's at this moment that Robin says to the Titans that they need to retreat now for then come up with a plan. And so Peter picks up May and then swings her to a hospital. He then quickly leaves and switches to a normal attire, which takes seconds thanks to the suit. Peter runs to the hospital and asks if she'll be okay. The doctors say that they're unsure, but thanks Spider-Man for saving her. Peter leaves after a while and returns to the Titans Tower. They all ask if that woman is alright, and Peter says that he's unsure. He apologizes for running off also, but that was his aunt, and she had a heart attack. Robin says that he has nothing to apologise for, saying if it were him in that situation, he would have done the same thing. Peter nods, his fists clench as his tone suddenly shifts. Peter then says that the Sinister Six won't get away with this, and once he's done with them, they'll be in the same hospital as his sick aunt. Team are all a little unsettled by his tone. His whole attitude is off, and his voice, instead of the calm and laid back tone as it usually is now replaced by a tone that burns with rage and hate. Starfire gently puts a hand on his shoulder, caressing it, and Peter then snaps out of his staring contest with the table. Beast Boy then asks if he's alright, and he nods, saying he just needs some rest. Robin nods, saying that it's probably for the best because he's been through a very rough day. Peter suddenly nods, and Tara then speaks up, saying that if they find where those guys are, then they'll deal with it. Peter then doesn't really respond to that other than a simple nod. No jokes, not even a smile. He just simply nods. He and turns to Robin, saying that he's going to head out, and if anything happens, to call him. Peter's suit then slithers back onto him, but it looks slightly different. The spider emblem is slightly bigger, and there's less web patterns on the suit too. Raven and Cyborg notice this. Before anything is said, Peter swings into the night, and Raven then says to the group that something isn't right about that suit. The team all somewhat agree, seeing how different Peter has been ever since he's wore that suit. They decide to keep an eye on him. Tara then heads to her room for the night, and later Beast Boy asks her on a date, and after thinking it over, she says yes. They go out of the city and have some fun, but their fun is interrupted by Slade. Meanwhile, Cyborg decides to eat a midnight snack when they're suddenly attacked by Slade's minions. The fight goes relatively the same. Eventually, they call Peter for backup. He arrives almost instantly, smashing through the ceiling and punching a giant hole through one of the robots. Peter's movements are quick and unpredictable. No jokes are said, just a shadow hunting in the night. Peter throws one of the minions at the ceiling. It explodes, causing the fire alarm to go off. Peter screams in agony, collapsing to his knees. The Titans all rush towards him, wondering what's wrong. Peter's suit flails around as if trying to escape. Robin then realizes what's going on and throws a batarang at the fire alarm, making it stop. Peter then stands up. Cyborg asks if he's okay, and Peter just turns to him. looks at the group before shooting a tendril, grabbing one of the robot's heads and smashing through the window, swinging out into the night. The Titans all follow Peter, wondering what the hell is going on with him. Eventually, they find the Sinister Six. Peter lands down and wastes no time in fighting them. Peter doesn't hold back either, outsmarting the group of villains, using their own powers against them, using Shocker's blasters on Sandman to prevent him from keeping his form, knocking Rhino out and pinning Electro down with him. He then rips Vulture's wings out and finally knocks out Doc Ock, almost killing him with his own tentacles, only for Robin to yell Peter to stop. Peter glares at him and drops Doc Ock before swinging off without a word, leaving the Titans questioning what the hell just happened. Beast Boy then returns and tells the Titans that Tara was working with Slade the whole time. All of them are now feeling betrayed and hurt. The next morning, Peter wakes up feeling really stiff. He stretches and cracks his neck before heading out. With today being a weekend and there being no school, he just decides to head to the Titans Tower. Seeing it in a wreck, he immediately swings in, worrying for his friends. He lands down and asks what happened here. The Titans, who were cleaning up, look at him as if he's crazy. Cyborg then asks if he really doesn't remember anything that went down last night. Peter asks what he's talking about, and the last thing he remembers is going home and sleeping. The team's expressions shift from confusion to concern. Starfire speaks, saying that Peter arrived and took down all Slade's minions that he sent here, and after that he took down the Sinister Six. Peter blinks in confusion, asking how that could be even possible if he was fast asleep and didn't wake up once last night. Robin then asks Peter to explain this before pressing a button that brings up the CCTV footage of last night, showing Peter taking down the robots, ripping them apart with incredible speeds. Robin then presses another button that shows a news article saying how Spider-Man single-handedly took down the Sinister Six. Peter is in shock, not believing that what he's seeing. If this is true, then this means that he's not just wearing the suit. The suit is wearing his body and using it as a puppet. Cyborg then says that the symbiote seems to have a conscience and is drastically affecting Peter's mind and judgment. They need to remove it and destroy it. But what Peter says in response is enough to send chills down their spines. He asks for clarification if Cyborg really wants to destroy us. Everyone looks at Peter now, even more concerned. He asks another question. Why? Why destroy it if it's helping him? It's making him stronger. It's making him faster. It's making him a far better Spider-Man than he ever was before. He's no longer a liability. He can actually do something for once and not be a complete waste of space to them. And now they want to take that away. Raven then speaks, stating that the symbiote is changing Peter and it's doing more damage than good, and it doesn't take a top tier detective to see that Peter is not okay. Peter then snaps at her, saying that she doesn't know a damn thing about him. Ever since they met, she's had it out for him. She's always thought he was just some annoying, unreliable, and useless person who never did anything to deserve a spot in this team. Raven says that that's not true, but he cuts her off, saying that she's always hated him. She always thought he was pathetic, and now that he actually did something for once, she's telling him that he's doing more harm than good. Now, after all this time, of her constantly looking down on him, she now worries about him. She's nothing but a joke. Beast Boy then stands up for Raven, saying that that's enough, and that he needs to back off, saying that she was just trying to look out for him, and there's nothing to be such a jerk about. Peter then yells at him and tells him to shut up, saying that if it weren't for him having a big crush on Tara, they wouldn't have even considered her to be even brought back into the team. Beast Boy then shoves him after hearing that, asking how that was his fault. Peter then suddenly shoots out a black tendril and smacks him to the floor, shocking everyone. Robin then grits his teeth and yells to Peter, saying that he needs to take that thing off now. Peter then suddenly screams at him in response, saying not to call us a thing. Peter then speaks again, saying that he should have known. All of them are only heroes because of the fame. That explains why they're so pissed off that he defeated the Sinister Six on his own and got the credit. It all makes sense. They've all just been holding him back. He doesn't need them. He doesn't need anyone. After a long pause, Peter then says for them to stay out of his way, unless they want to get seriously hurt, before swinging out of the building and search for Tara and Slade. And that's where I'm going to leave this part off. What do you think of it? And if you have any suggestions for the story, please leave them in the comments below. To get part 5 out and ready, let's make the goal 20 likes. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you later.